Hey, what's up, guys? You're here with Goran from PickDawgz. Thank you for joining me. We are kicking off another MLS season. I do apologize that there weren't videos for the last week. I just haven't had the time to make everything ready, and I'm still not. So, in this video, guys, there will be listed graphics with the games and the odds, but there won't be any picks graphics as I haven't had the time just to finish that completely. But for our next set of videos, of course, that will all be ready. Now we have a big amount of games in this video. I decided to put all of the games for the weekend in the same video. So stay tuned, guys. Subscribe, hit that like button, and of course, feel free to leave a comment on this video or any other soccer videos for that matter as well that I'm doing with Kirk and Jack. Busy weekend, guys. Like I said, a lot of games to talk about, a lot of free picks to go through. So let's get this show on the road without further ado. For the first time this season, guys, MLS is on the schedule for myself, and we have Charlotte versus Atlanta as the first game. That's on Saturday, sometime in the afternoon, I believe, like 4:15, actually 2:15 or something like that Eastern time. We have two teams coming off of a couple of high scoring games. Charlotte got a 2-2 draw against Seattle. Atlanta was able to beat Montreal at home 3-2. And as you can tell, defensively, neither team is doing that well, but they can still score goals. So both teams to score at over 2.5 goals, minus 105. That's going to be my pick for this one. For the next game, everyone, we have Salt Lake playing against Seattle, and I think this game has the draw written all over it, guys. Both teams had a midweek game. Seattle against Antigua in that CONCACAF Carabao Cup, which they won 3-1. Salt Lake lost to Herendino 2-1 at home. And because both teams had those midweek games, I think they will split points here, and I'm taking the draw in this game between Salt Lake and Seattle. For our next game, guys, we have Philadelphia and Cincinnati. And I'm going to keep this one very, very simple. Philadelphia is a very capable team. They can score a lot of goals. They have been scoring a lot of goals. So for this game, I'm going to take the over 2.5, minus 175. The reason why I'm not taking both teams to score an over 2.5 is because I wouldn't be surprised to see Philadelphia shut out Cincinnati. And they can easily get us over 2.5 line on their own. So I'm taking over 2.5 goals, minus 175. In our next matchup, guys, we have Orlando and Toronto facing off, and I think this is going to be a fun game. Both teams scored goals. Both teams conceded goals in their first games. Orlando had the lead, then they dropped points in the end. Toronto got a 2-2 draw, if I'm not mistaken. So to keep it simple, both teams to score in over 2.5 goals, plus 125. Honestly, I'm a bit surprised that we are getting plus money for this pick. For our next game, guys, we have New York Red Bulls playing against Nashville, and Red Bulls had a few games on the road. Actually, their last what 3, 6, 9 games were away games. They haven't won a lot of them, only three of those. But now that they're finally playing at home, I think that they're gonna get a win. So in this game, I'm taking Red Bulls on the money line at minus 164. New England is hosting Columbus, and I'm going against the grain in this one, guys. I'm going to go with the away team. I'm going to take Columbus on the money line because I think that they're the better team right now, not necessarily by a lot. And New England has been in solid form, but Columbus, they started the season with a big win, 4-2 against Chicago at home, and they're scoring a lot of goals. So, if nothing else, I think that they can outscore New England. So, I'm taking Columbus on the money line. Minnesota will be hosting Montreal in the next matchup, and Montreal is just trash right now, guys. There's no betting on them. So I'm not going to talk about this game too much. I'm taking Minnesota minus one, and that is at minus 132. In the next game, guys, we have Kansas and San Jose facing off, and with these two teams, it's quite clear that they can't defend right now. Kansas also, I believe, had a midweek game, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just pull it up here real quick. Yeah, they had a midweek game against Inter Miami, which they lost 3-1, while San Jose actually won their first game 4-0 at home, and they're scoring a lot of goals. We usually see a lot of goals in this matchup, so both teams to score in over 2.5 goals, minus 114. That's my pick for this one. I'm going with the same logic for the next game. We have Chicago and DC United. Yes, Chicago can score goals. They're solid at home, better than on the road, but DC United is also scoring a lot of goals. So another game where I'm taking both teams to score in over 2.5, and this one is priced at minus 108. We have Colorado hosting Dallas in the next matchup, and you know what? Dallas is coming off of a win in that Texas Derby. They were able to beat Houston on the road. And I know that Colorado has been very, very solid at home. They haven't lost to Dallas in their last 11 games. And I don't think that necessarily they're going to lose this game. But I also don't think that Colorado can win this game at the moment. So I'm taking Dallas on the double chance at minus 161. Portland, coming off of a loss to Vancouver, and that was after they conceded the red card fairly early in the game. They just fell apart after that. While Austin is coming off of a win, they are a solid team. I think that they could potentially have a very good season. They brought in some players. They looked well in round one. However, I think this is a bounce back spot for Portland. So I'm taking Portland on the money line at plus 100. LAFC and NYC FC is going to be a very good matchup in the MLS, guys. That's somewhat of a late game, I suppose. What? 9:30 or something like that, 10:30 maybe. And LAFC definitely one of the biggest favorites to win the trophy one more time. They are in good form right now. They are playing well. They are fairly healthy, while NYCFC is not. However, they have been very, very competitive in this matchup in the past. So both teams scoring over 2.5 goals, minus 102 in this one. San Diego, who are the newcomers to the MLS, are playing against St. Louis. And I'm not going to overcomplicate here, guys. San Diego coming off of a surprising loss to Galaxy. I think they've beaten them 2-0 on the road. And I'm going to join the bandwagon right now. I'm going to take San Diego on the money line, minus 103 at home. This is their first MLS home game, first official MLS home game. And they're playing against a team that can be good, but they are not right now. I don't think St. Louis can get a point out of this game. I don't think they can get on three. So I'm taking San Diego on the money line. Now, Vancouver is hosting Galaxy, who I just mentioned surprisingly lost to San Diego at home. They were left scoreless. Can they be left scoreless twice in a row against the sloppy defensive team like Vancouver? I don't think so. Both teams to score over 2.5 goals, minus 123. Let's grab those goals while we are getting them at such a great price, guys. And the last pick of this video, we have Houston and Inter Miami. I'm keeping this one short and sweet, guys. Inter Miami on the money line, plus 135. Yes, they had a midweek game. I know it was a tough game for them, but they dropped points in round one. They had a 2-2 draw against NYC FC. Houston, not a great team, not in a great form. They haven't beaten anyone in a long time. So I'm taking Inter Miami on the money line at plus 135. That's it for this MLS video, guys. Like I said, the graphics will be fully ready for the next week. Thank you for joining me here, guys. Check out my preview picks on the PickDawgz.com website. Have a great day. Good luck, and I'll see you soon.